some more reaction to that resignation. Now in studio is Director of Research at the Mapungubwe Institute for Strategic Reflection. That's Professor Susan Booysen. Prof, good morning.
Good morning.
And thanks for your time this morning. Now, you watched that press conference. You heard a bit of the interview I had with Patricia de Lille earlier. She says, no deal. I've cleared my name. I'm not sure if I quite understand it still, that is clearing your name. It sounds like a trade-off to me. Your feeling?
Yes, it is definitely a type of political settlement. It is a truce, but there are just so many dimensions. I do not see it as the end of the war. And it really has been a party political war there, because respective legal cases are continuing. It's in personal capacity, and membership is internal to the DA that the settlement, if there is a settlement, the body language didn't quite suggest there's a good settlement.
What did you see in terms of body language? Well, how did you interpret it?
I saw a Musi Maimani that was slightly more relaxed. He can obviously not be totally relaxed because there is a mini revolt in his own party against the settlement, but he seemed a bit more confident than she was. She mostly had her eyes turned down, didn't make contact, didn't relate to him at all. Once or twice he turned towards her and looked as if he was reaching out. And she was just there. She was angry as she was sitting there. It always reminded me of that kind of anger we saw in Thabo Mbeki's face in September 2008 after he was kicked out.
So what is your feeling about what's really going on? Does it seem, because if somebody says, I've cleared my name, that's all I wanted, they've dropped the charges, but dropping the charges doesn't equal clearing your name. It doesn't mean that there was nothing. Would it have been better off for her to go through that process and then say, look, but there's nothing here, and for the findings to have cleared your name?
You know, we've got such a cynical citizenry here, cynical party political people, and unless she gives the evidence of exactly what and in what respects her name has been cleared, what did the DA leadership accept that they had not previously accepted? Nobody is going to believe her. And I think she is in a very tight, difficult spot at this stage, because she has got party political history from the PAC to the ID. ID had completely independent Democrats had completely started fading, and then the Lifeline. It was symbiotic, mutually beneficial at the time, but the Lifeline of the DA came about, and I think the ANC generally and in the Cape Town Municipal Council are using her to get at the DA, but I do not think another political party would easily take up her offering herself as the next.
Well, they want
answers
answers now, don't they? The ANC in the Western Cape, after backing her, what was it, about 2 weeks ago, saying, yes, you know, they have to say why they're treating her this way, now wants answers to say what happened in this case. But let's talk about the DA itself. Does this even go any way towards fixing what we saw as, you know, a big problem in the party come election time? We're less than a year away from the big election. Does this help? Does this cast more doubt? Does it make it seem as if this is a very dishonest party? How is it looking, especially after this latest development?
I don't wish this kind of problem on any political party. And I think it is a small step forward rather than backward, because it will be a very systematic step-by-step process for the DA to resuscitate themselves above this unseemly mess. So I don't think they've taken a step back, but it is only a small step out of this mess, towards being out of the mess, and so many other cases and municipal matters, apparent charges there, those are still remaining. And this peace, it's not really peace, it is a truce that is so fragile. I think that can burst out into the open again at any point of the future, pending further court cases and municipal hearings.
And the thing is, it's very hard for us to sort of make a judgment or make up our minds, because we still don't know what it is she supposedly did wrong, where all of this started, even before that radio interview, even before she went to the EFF's memorial for Winnie Madikizela Mandela.
Yeah, that is one of the great mini-party political mysteries of our time. You know, what we do know is
only the DA knows
that she has lost the confidence of the majority of the DA, of her caucus in the party. And lost the confidence of the main leadership of the DA, and that party politics and membership of party leadership in a party depends extremely much on mutual trust. And if a person hasn't got that, that is problems. And normally people have got that presence to go, but possibly Patricia de Lille has run out of party political options.
I mean, she certainly, if I were her, I wouldn't stay in a party that so obviously was fighting to get me out. But she says she's going to take time out to think about it now that this sort of peace has settled around her. But if you had to advise her this morning, what would you say? Just go.
I would say go for the next interview with Eusebius McKaiser. Maybe the truth comes
And let's
out.
see what happens. I don't know. I doubt we'll ever know. I doubt we'll ever know what has happened there unless we do some major digging or somebody confesses something.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised actually if something just totally boils over and total meltdown at some point, and perhaps then we will get the answers.
Well, look, she only goes at the end of October. Anything can happen between now and then, we know that.
Yes.
Who knows what's going to come up.
And then there's at least about 6 months or so left for the DA. They will have their campaign cuts out for them to move beyond this.
Okay, thanks very much for that insight there. And that is Professor Susan Booysen, just looking at the aftermath of Patricia de Lille's resignation. What really is going on there? Will we ever know?